Howdy folks, and welcome back to another retro wrestling video. And I really just wanted to change things up a little bit, take a little bit of a break from the WrestleMania reviews, which I'm not going to take a big break from that because I really can't if I want to try to get them all reviewed by WrestleMania 27, which I'm also planning on reviewing. But for this one, I actually do have a really special wrestling-related package that I wanted to open for you guys. I figured it would be something different to do. And also, for some reason, I forgot in my other videos where I was talking about WrestleMania 4 and WrestleMania 5. WrestleMania 4, the tournament, of course, they debuted what we all know now, let me get it here, is the Winged Eagle belt. And this thing actually got not too long ago. It's a replica, of course. It was like $200. I got it on sale, brand new from WWE shop. In my opinion, it's the wrestling belt of all times. I hope there's not too much glare in there for you. But it's the one, like, if you want to get a wrestling belt, to me, especially if you're a fan of this era, I would definitely go with the Winged Eagle belt. It's not a very big belt. In comparison, I actually have the WCW World title, which is now the WWE World title. They changed it up a little bit, but it's essentially the same belt. But yeah, that is the Winged Eagle belt. That's what everybody calls it now. It is slightly different, the replica is, but it's still a really cool design. And I want to put it back in its satchel. I figured I'd show you guys before I do the special unboxing video. And I come prepared as well. I have a plastic Wendy's knife, which I always open my stuff with. It's hilarious. You don't need anything other than this. This will work perfect. But nobody else ever uses one. I don't know why. So yeah, here's the box. Pretty decent sized box. All these are DVDs. These are all DVDs that I don't have. So let's go ahead and put this stuff around here. We'll go ahead and dig into these. Some of these are pretty rare nowadays. And I'm lucky that this fella, who's a fan of our radio show over at deadpit.com, saw some of these retro wrestling videos and was like, hey, you know, my son's not a big fan of wrestling anymore. He don't watch his, you know, he's getting out of it. You know, you want to trade for some of these wrestling DVDs. And I was like, shit, yeah. What do you got? And he had a ton of stuff. So I really appreciate him contacting me and offering up some of his DVDs. So these have a little saw on them. So I'm going to saw away. Okay. Alright. She'll be running up. He really packaged this up well. Layers and layers of tape. Yeah. Okay. So we got a little note from Larry. I can say his first name. Wants to know if we could maybe do a retro wrestling night with one of these. Hey, it's possible. We haven't had a whole lot of time to actually do the old retro wrestling night videos, but we might make time just for you, brother. I appreciate this. All these DVDs. So let's get right into it. I had a lot here, so I want to. That was like quite a bit. So first one up is ones that I just sort of found out about. This particular show was from '99, I'm thinking, and the DVD came out a few years later. WWF Attitude Collection of Eve of Destruction. And I don't really remember this pay-per-view that much. I don't know if it's one of the, was it one of the British shows? Doesn't really say a whole lot on the back of it. Oh no, it was actually, okay, it's a compilation. For some reason I thought it was a pay-per-view. But they do have a couple of actual pay-per-views on this Attitude Collection. Like, I think it was Unforgiven 98, and one other one that sort of escapes me right now. Rock Bottom, I think it was In Your House Rock Bottom. And those are really getting pretty difficult to find now. And I think they actually released like a 6-disc set with all the Attitude Collection stuff on it. But if you see it, if you're a wrestling fan, folks, especially, or if you're a person that just likes to sell DVDs, if you see any DVD, any wrestling DVD with the WWF logo, the WWF scratch logo on it, you should probably buy it, because you will at least double or triple whatever you paid for it at a used DVD store, no doubt. But I'm getting these just to watch them. I'm not going to resell any of these. Just a big fan of wrestling, if you will, and very cool. Some of the stuff this has on it is the Hell in a Cell from King of the Ring '98, which of course everyone remembers the Mick Foley, all the hoopla surrounding the two big falls he took on that show where he was wrestling the Undertaker. And matches from St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which I have on video, and I'm thinking we did do a review. We did a Retro Wrestling Night review on that, and that was a hell of a show, man. That was an awesome pay-per-view. It was a debut of the Big Show. So I'm really looking forward to checking this stuff out. Again, like, the odds of them ever being able to use this scratch logo again are like probably less than 1%. So, I hate stuff that's just blurred. Like, it makes it pretty much unwatchable a lot of the times. And this next one I got, they only had 2 of these pay-per-views, and I have the second one that's on the box set of 2005 pay-per-views I've got. This is the 2004 Taboo Tuesday show, which featured Triple H versus Shawn Michaels in the main event. And this was one of the rare shows, like, ever since probably about 2003, 2004, I never bought the shows that weren't the big 4 pay-per-views. But I do remember actually wanting to see this show, and I have the DVD-R of it when I recorded it. And I actually really enjoyed this show, as I remember. Now, my memory may be bad, but yeah. Taboo Tuesday 04. And the next one is, wow, this one looks like it's, okay, it's been Unforgiven 2002. And this was for folks that are just getting into WWE and stuff like that. 2002 and 2003 era was a really, really cool era for WWE, in my opinion. You had the Brock Lesnar Undertaker feud on this show. You had Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. You had Triple H versus Rob Van Dam. Really looking forward to checking this show out. And this is way before everyone knows Brock now for the MMA stuff. But this is when he was a pro wrestler. Talk that shit. Okay. This next one is a 3-disc set of some of the best Rey Mysterio matches. Is The Biggest Little Man, which when I first saw this I thought maybe it was like a documentary and then it had like matches on it, but this is all matches from what I understand. So and I've been following Rey Mysterio for a long time, ever since like 96, whenever he debuted in WCW, and I've seen a lot of his ECW matches, and all that stuff is on here. So it'd be cool to go back and revisit it for shizzle. Next one I've got is, I think it's a 2-disc set, that is the Matt and Jeff Hardy story. Now these guys, probably, at least for Jeff Hardy, one of the most exciting guys to watch in the ring. And Matt Hardy was just a solid wrestler for the longest time. And it's really a shame what has happened to these guys. I mean, you know, just a prime example of how not to act and what not to do. And both these guys would still be making tons of money working in WWE had it not been for like substance issues and just attitude problems and stuff like that. And this is 2 different documentaries in one, so definitely looking forward to checking this out. I've never seen this, and I'm a person that's a big fan of all of those WWE documentaries, so it'll be cool to check this out. Next one is one that I'm a big fan of, just going back and looking at some of this stuff because of how much in character Undertaker is now. And when he was the American Badass, examples, you know, on that, he was really playing more himself. And this is, of course, another WWF DVD. And it does feature mainly matches from when he was the original Undertaker. But this is like, I think this is another one that's like a documentary. So, and they can't really do that now because Undertaker doesn't really break character anymore. And the American Badass character was kind of stupid looking back at it, especially considering how legendary the Undertaker character is. But this is very cool, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out too. This is another WWF DVD. Another 3-disc set I grabbed is the Best of Raw, 93 through 2008, I think. And this features, well, they did release a year and, what was it, the first 2 years of Raw. And I think a lot of this stuff is, like, you have the first couple of years, but they don't really focus that much on that. They focus a lot on, like, everything from, and it's 3 discs worth, so definitely looking forward to checking this one out too. Definitely appreciate it, man. And this one, I actually already have this one, but I must have asked for it, not knowing what it was. This is a really good show, though. And maybe it's better than the one I've got, so cool. No Mercy, 2002. This had one of the, I think it's the best Hell in a Cell match I think I've ever seen, with Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker on it. And I just watched this like a couple of months ago. This is an awesome pay-per-view, man. This is a prime example of how good WWE was around this time period. And Trish Stratus and Victoria, even the women's division, was amazing. So, great show. Again, I can probably trade this to somebody, or it could be in better condition than the one I've got. Big up, brother. Here's one that's really cool too. I don't really remember a whole lot of stuff on this show, but I'll be sure to check it out. And I've got almost all the 2003 pay-per-views now. This is SummerSlam 2003. Some of the matches on this include another Elimination Chamber match, Triple H versus Orton versus Jericho versus Goldberg versus Shawn Michaels versus Kevin Nash. I think it was one of Kevin Nash's last appearances in WWE until more recently now. You also have Brock Lesnar versus Angle, Rob Van Dam versus Kane, Taker versus A-Train. Man, I miss A-Train. Very interesting cover too. So, SummerSlam 2003. Oh man, this is one of the hardest DVDs to find. This was the debut of the NWO in WWE. This was WWF, I guess, WWF No Way Out 2002. This was only like 2 or 3 months before the name change. This is one of the hardest DVDs to find. And I got it. Finally, I got this, and I appreciate it, man. Your stuff is definitely on the way. And but the matches on this: undisputed WWF Championship match with Jericho versus Austin, The Rock versus The Undertaker, Goldust versus RVD, Triple H versus Angle, Tag Team Turmoil match. A lot of cool stuff, and of course the debut. Look on the back of it too, of the New World Order. Very sweet, fucking awesome. Okay, here's one that I've been wanting to get for a while. I've seen this documentary. It's one of the best that WWE has ever done. And what's great about it is I was actually able to experience the real ECW. I was at the first 2 Heatwave pay-per-views in Dayton, Ohio. Heatwave 98, which in my opinion was the best ECW pay-per-view. I got to see Hayabusa and Jinsei Kazaki. I can never pronounce his name right. The guy that was Hakushi in WWE. Jinsei Kazuki or whatever, I don't know. And Bam Bam Bigelow versus Taz. And it was just an awesome show. I love that show to death. But this is the documentary about the rise and fall of ECW. And you can't have the rise and fall of ECW without the rise and fall of WCW, which also, I watched this again not too long ago. I've seen this twice already. It's too short, man. It should have been, like, I don't remember how long the actual documentary was, but it should have been at least a 2.5 hour documentary on the rise and fall of WCW. But it was still a really good documentary. I just wished it was a little longer. And, you know, if you they got 3 discs to use, hell, break the documentary up into a couple of discs, you know. Yeah, this was I still really enjoyed this set. I actually thought the Monday Night Wars was a little bit better than this, and then they did a Monday Night Wars roundtable that was way better than this, with Eric Bischoff, back when Eric Bischoff was under contract to WWE. I just got like a couple more here, so let's have at it. Okay. This next one is another WWF, and it was the match where the undisputed title match or whatever for the WWF Championship. Who would be the undisputed champion or whatever? Vengeance 2001. You had Austin versus Jericho. It was like a tournament that led up to Austin and Jericho in the finals, which at the time, like, they had both the WCW and the WWF championship, and you know, they, for a short while there, they were combining the titles, so they haven't done it since. But this is one of the harder DVDs to find. And last one up is WWF King of the Ring 2001. And this is, again, right around, like, I don't know if this, I think this may have been a little bit before they did the they brought WCW on board as a regular thing. But I don't really remember this one. Is this the one? Is this the one where Kurt Angle? Did Kurt Angle or Edge win this one? Can't really remember. I don't recall. Some of the King of the Ring shows towards the end there weren't that memorable, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking these out again. And this is just a ton of wrestling DVDs. And, oh my God, there's just certain perks of doing the Dead Pit Radio Show. And this is one of them, folks. You get, you know, a lot of people watch some of these videos and are fans of the show and just give us some amazing deals on stuff. And Larry, man, I really appreciate it. Your stuff is definitely on the way, and I want to do some more business with you shortly, baby. So appreciate you guys watching. I know this went on a little long, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the each DVD and stuff like that, and definitely stay tuned for the WrestleMania retrospectives. And there's a possibility, I'm not going to say for sure, it just depends on how the timing works out on things, that our good buddy Uncle Bill may join me on at least one of these WrestleMania retrospectives. We'll just see how things work. We're going to watch at least maybe one together before WrestleMania, so maybe we can do a review on one shortly after. So anyway, that is it, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Definitely appreciate subscribers and all your comments and stuff like that. So keep it creepy, everybody. We'll see you later.